Hello everyone, it's Anu from The Princess and Peasant, and today I thought I would attempt to make a pop-up card. Had some brilliant inspiration from the recent Card Success forum, not quite sure what you call it, where Lucy Foxworth, I think her name was, showed us how to build a castle card. So I thought I might involve the principles of that to make a very simple pop-up card for friends or family. So I have cut myself a piece of card which is 9 inches by 8¼ so that is the standard A4 width this way, and I have just measured 9 inches, but you can make whatever measurement you like. To go inside, I have then cut another piece of card which is 8¼ inches that way by 2 inches high. Sorry, I haven't worked out how to write on my screen yet, as I am a very newbie to this, so forgive me for that very amateurish information. In the tutorial, she suggested that you can either cut out part of your card and make a reverse fold inside, but then you have a gap on the outside of your card. So I thought, right, we can work around this. So in this system, you fold your piece of card in like that, stick down the back, and when you open it, it pops up. So let's see if we can create this today. Earlier, I have cut out with my die cut machine some flowers and some grasses. So I'm just going to do a very simple pop-up flower card. My glue of choice is Pritt Stick for us in the UK, but any stick glue will do. I noticed in one of the comments earlier that I haven't actually told anybody my name. My name is Anu, and it's a bit of a weird name. That's why I probably don't tell anybody, because they all go, who? It is actually, my mother was into mythology when I was born, and Anu was the god of the sky in the Babylonian epic of Gilgamesh. So he also symbolised the qualities of justice and sky qualities. So my mother wanted to endow me with these qualities. I'm not sure if that quite worked, but it's a lovely sentiment. What I'm going to do now is just going to mark where I want my pop-up point to be, so that I can get an idea of the sizing. Anu was actually part of a trinity, which is a very old religious institute, a set of gods that goes way back in time, and Ea and Enlil are my counterpart gods, which I think they're god of earth and water, but I might have got my facts wrong, it might be something else. So that is my name, if anybody wonders who on earth I am. So basically I am just sticking to the back of this piece of paper. I have cut these out on a craft patterned paper, so they're quite thick, some of them. When they're a bit thin, they tend to wobble about and they're a bit bendy. So if you are cutting out on a die cut, make sure your card is thick enough to stand up to it when it's done. There's some brilliant die cuts available at the moment. Oh, it's not sticking very well, is it? I might try again. Also, Heather, if you are watching this, I just wanted to say thank you for your inspirational comments. I really appreciated your feedback. That's really nice. Sometimes you feel a bit like you're talking to yourself and you think, is anybody actually listening to this dribble? So it was really nice to know someone is watching this perhaps at another time. The lovely thing about this is you can tailor the colour of the flowers to any kind of season. You can do spring, summer, autumn, winter. You can do two colour, the sort of pattern choices are endless. So I just thought this was rather fun. There's also a brilliant YouTube video by a youngster. I didn't catch his name. He just did such a brilliant, simple explanation on how to do a pop-up card. I thought, there you go, it's that simple. So I hope that didn't whiz along too quickly for you to see what I was doing, but basically just sticking on the flowers as I thought looked nice. Can go sort of the point where you're not quite sure where to stop with these sorts of things. As you can see, I am just greening up some of my not so green leaves and sticking that last one on. Perhaps if you take the lid off. Okay, so our last little fern, I think will balance sticking out there. You don't have to stick them down the whole way. You can leave them a bit loose if you want the sort of real shrubbery effect. Oh, now I've got glue all over my hands. Right, so this bit also is quite nice to cover up. So I'm just going to take a little bit of card and make a sort of grass effect base to hide the stalks. But you don't have to do that. You might like it the way it looks. So I'm going to fold it in half and just cut randomly into here. And again, this doesn't really have to be perfect. It's really what you want, how you like it. It's a little bit fiddly to do, but it's really quite effective once you've done it. As we head into spring, this always inspires me to feel new growth as we see the outside world bursting into flower. And here in the UK, it's still pretty cold, but it's that refreshing sap rising. Makes you want to get out and create some things. Recently, I was looking at Abby Monroe's fantastic art journaling course. She does a free guide to art journaling that you can download if you go to her website. And she also does some really good courses if you get stuck and you're not quite sure how to begin or what to do. So I'm looking forward to doing one of her courses and gaining a bit of inspiration from that. And then that is as straightforward as that. That looks quite fun. So now I'm going to put glue on these two folding parts. They have to line up with the center of the fold on the card. So quite a lot of crafters seem to use a Fabri-Tac glue. Here in the UK it's called 3-in-1, I think, or PVA glue. I don't get on very well with that. I don't get it everywhere, but then I tend to get my glue everywhere anyway, so it's really whatever glue you prefer. So then when you open your card, it unsticks itself. It's not what it's meant to do. Okay, let's try that again. Right, let's see if that works. So it should, in theory, not get tangled up. No, it's not stuck very well. Bit more glue. This original piece of card is just a tea-dyed piece of card that I have. It's not quite centered. That might be why it's not quite working. Let's try that. You can see I'm new to this. I do admire all those video YouTubers who are so slick. So when you look at the inside of your card, it should be a square. Mine has not quite stuck down yet, so I shall just hold that down a bit more. And then you have the exciting and then you have to just make sure your flowers don't get tangled up, because that is a slight tendency with the fine cuts of these flowers. Okay. So then it's how to decorate the outside of your card, which is completely up to you. Right, so I'm just laying out a few ideas for what to do on the front. I'm going to just stamp a sentiment. There is beauty all around us on the front, but I am not sure whether espresso is a bit too dark. So I'm just going to do it on a piece of card and see if that's going to be too dark. What do you think? Let's have a look. So this is a stamp. I actually got this one from AliExpress, but you can get them from, I think it's Paper World from Europe. I'm not sure about the US, but it is a fabulous fern stamp. And this is one of the Tim Holtz Ideology packs. Some super duper bits in there. I do find I'm really tempted to buy all these wonderful things that are on the market for crafters, but actually when it comes to it, it is so fun trying to use bits and pieces or make them yourself, and a lot cheaper. So I'm torn. I buy Tim Holtz stuff and then I think, oh, it's too good and I don't want to use it. So I am trying not to buy too much stuff and trying to use up what I have. I'm having a bit of trouble with my glue today. So how are you all doing? Are you all okay? We are all doing well here. Trouble is, you set it up, you think that looks just perfect, and then you can't remember what you did. And then you think, oh, I don't think it was quite like that, but never mind. This is the beauty of crafting. And these are strips of little bits of torn tea-stained tea bag. I had some in a sieve on the wood burner drying out, and then I smelt this rather pungent smell. What on earth is that? And one of them had caught fire. I was like, ah! So do be careful when drying your tea bags. Do not place them directly on top of your wood burner because they might catch fire. And that is not a good thing. And they smell vile as well. Oh, I'm having a bit of trouble with this. Bit of string is sticking to my finger. Stop it. Right, okay. No, that's not going to play ball, is it? And I have a mushroom. It's not a sticker, it's a Tim Holtz Ideology topper, I suppose you call them. But there are some great printables out there if you want to cut them, print them yourself. I really am having trouble with this glue today. It's not usually so difficult getting to stick, like this card. Right, so do we want to cut out the sentiment and stick it on? Or do we want to just stamp it on? The right way up would be a good start. Okay. quite decide. I feel it needs something else up there. Okay, maybe we'll cut this out. Let's see if I can do it straight. That's another thing. Other crafters, they just seem to cut straight, and I think, how do they do that? I'm not very good at that. Okay, I'm going to apply lots of glue. Yeah, okay, so we need to glue that as well, don't we? Thinking on your feet is not easy. I think I find that the hardest thing, I expect any of you who've designed or created anything also, is the decision. Do I put this on there? Do I put that on there? That's what takes the time. It's not the actual doing of it, it's the deciding. And not messing it up. Gluey fingers is the other thing. I'm not doing very well with the glue today. What do we think? Okay, let's go for that. Let's remove the glue from my fingers so I don't stick the thing to me. And hopefully, I think after watching this, you'll decide that using the other glue is a far better idea. Hey ho. I shall persist. So that is really as simple as that. And then when you open it, it's quite jolly. I've added a couple of butterflies. You can add a few more sentiments there, or you can make a little frame and write your message on the back. So I hope you found that interesting, despite my glue crisis, and I hope to catch up with you another time. Bye everybody.